What's up?
Cut. All right.
Cut the show.
Cut.
Okay, start again. You can start.
What's up, guys? It's Risa. Welcome to Omri Unfiltered.
Hi, I'm Amala. And today, we're going to be reacting to a video that we found that's going viral. And it's a young woman. She's crying. She's upset. Risa, why is she upset?
She is upset because she can't find anyone worth her time. I don't know if it's like a trend to go on to TikTok and complain about how your life sucks and how you are alone, because it's really cringy, but it's been happening a lot lately.
It's been happening a lot, and specifically with women in like their mid to late 20s. They're hopping on TikTok in like this final plea towards happiness, I guess, and saying, I can't find a boyfriend, I can't find friends, life sucks, everybody sucks. And then the internet sort of turns on them and says, I can tell from this video that you have some problems.
Yes, like it's you, girl. You are the problem.
So we're gonna see if this girl is in fact the problem.
Yes, we're gonna dissect her 6-minute TikTok.
Okay, 6 minutes is a mouthful.
I'm not someone that posts or cries or anything on the internet, so this is a new one for me. I guess I need girls to rally with me and lift me up because I feel so defeated right now. I've been trying to meet someone, just anybody worth my time for years. And dating apps are so awful. I don't need to explain to you how awful the dating apps are. So I've been trying to meet people in public, and they're still trash when I do randomly meet people in public, but...
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a couple reactions already. What are you thinking?
Okay, the no one is worth my time is giving a little entitled, and that everybody is trash.
Indeed. It's giving you think you're better than the regular people who are out there in the world, and you're a regular person out there in the world too.
Like you're kind of, it's like kind of she's going into it like everybody just sucks. And it's like, I think we all can agree that not everybody sucks.
Right.
So it's weird that she's sort of in this low place where she hasn't even it doesn't seem like she has any love in her life, in the sense of like she doesn't have friends that like her and that friends that are around her.
Let's say you go out to a place and there's room for meeting like truly trash people who are like awful or they're annoying or they're like bullying you or something like that. We're gonna leave that aside. Very rarely in my life have I gone out and then come back home and thought like these people are trash. Like I've thought, well, maybe they're not for me, or like I just didn't vibe with them, but I've never been like, they're not worth my time and they're trash.
Yeah.
It's all a mindset so far.
Definitely. And you get what you give out.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people that have problems meeting nice people, it's probably something internal.
Yeah, maybe. We're going to find out more in this video. I do feel for her because she's like crying and emotional and seems like she's lacking connection in life, but so far, the first few sentences didn't add up. Or they actually did add up. Sorry.
Tonight takes the cake. Last week, I'm part of an app that you can basically get invited to these events. And there was a comedy thing coming up, and I bought a ticket, thought, maybe I'll meet people here. Maybe I'll meet a guy, or like just meet people in general that like I can become friends with, and then, who knows what could happen. And let me just tell you how this went. I show up, it's a limited seating, get there first, like it was like an open bar, and in my head, I'm a prompt person, so I got there like 20 minutes beforehand, and I happened to be the first person there. Okay, kind of weird, but okay. They tell me, since it's an intimate thing, try to sit in the front row because it's going to be hard to get people squishing through there, and it's a sold-out show. Okay, that's fine. I sit in the front row, and it's about showtime, and I'm realizing, like, nobody else is in the front row. It's just me. Everybody's, like, filled in the back. Like, every row's filled with all the couples, of course, and then it's just me.
Oh, no.
Okay. I guess people, like, some people of course, some people are going to drop out and not show up, but the host of the show comes up to me really quickly and like mouths thank you for like sitting in the front row. And she proceeds to go up onto the stage and pointed out, like, had everyone clap for me for being brave enough to sit in the front row, and like that was fine. Like, I get it. Like, you know, people are afraid to sit in the front row, and I was kind of excited for it when I thought there was going to be people there. And it was just ironic that, like, the reason I was there was to meet people, and it was like I was a piranha.
Okay.
Okay, so I will say I applaud her for doing things like joining an app and getting out there and doing things alone.
Yeah.
I applaud her having that drive to do that. So it's unfortunate that this specific event doesn't seem like the best place to meet someone. I mean, honestly, in LA, there's a ton of comedy shows. You don't meet people at comedy shows.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Maybe in between acts, you'd like maybe talk to somebody or not.
Yeah.
I feel for her in the situation, but also I'm like, if you had a person with a different mindset and a different attitude and a little bit less anxiety telling this story, this would be a great story. This would be a great story. Like, I signed up for this app. I was going to go to a comedy show. I show up and there's no one there. I'm thinking there's going to be nobody there. If that happened to you, you'd be like, so I just like hung out in line and waited for people to show up. And I sat in the front row thinking people were going to be there. Nobody sat in the front row. And this guy like thanked me for it. That's such a nice thing to do. The whole crowd cheered for me for sitting in the front by myself, which is actually... Like, if you saw a girl who's sitting in the front row at a comedy show by herself, you'd be like, that's a badass woman. Like, she knows she's in, like, the splash zone as far as jokes go, and she chose to sit there
and
when
she
no
looks
one else.
comfortable by herself. She's definitely too in her head about it, instead of just being like, this is the situation, this is what it is, let's see what happens. That sucks that no one's sitting by me, but here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully I'm gonna laugh. The show's gonna be funny, and I'll be, like, right there in the front row to see it all.
So she informed the crowd that, like, I was safe from being picked on because I was brave enough to sit there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, the next few comics come up, and they both kind of point out, like, are you waiting on people, or, like, what's going on here? And I'm, you know, have to admit, like, no, I'm trying to meet people. And, you know, again, they're nice, they're not being mean to me about it, but it's just, it's mortifying. It's mortifying. And then another comic comes up, and again, it's just like, you're pretty, but like, you know, and it's just, yeah. So by the end of the show, the lady comes up and says that they normally do a raffle to win this prize, because it was kind of at like a boutique type thing, but instead of the raffle, she's going to give this thing filled with stuff to the brave young woman who came first and sat alone in the front row.
I'm sorry. I had a lot of like sympathy in the beginning of this video. I'm losing it as we get further. It just shows you, I don't know, how deeply pitted you can be in your own security, that you can't, in your own insecurity, that you can't see that, like, this is going really well, actually. I feel, obviously we weren't there, we don't know the full energy, but you went to a comedy show. The crowd cheered for you. They called you brave. Another comedian came out and called you beautiful or hot or sexy or something is what she just said. Then you won the prize at the comedy show.
She's getting a lot of positive attention, and she's turning it into something embarrassing because that's her insecurities inside. That's why she feels mortified.
Yeah, because she's already embarrassed, and then she's just interpreting everything like through this view that she has.
And like a confident person would just be, they'd just be owning it. Be like, yeah, I'm here by myself.
Yeah, you would come home and be like, bitch, I got a free bag.
I would be like curtsying in front of the crowd. Like, I'd be like, yep, that's me, I'm here.
Yeah, I think she just needs to work on thinking like not everybody is thinking about you, first of all, and also not everybody is thinking negatively about you. I think very rarely am I walking down the street or like at an event and I'm thinking negatively about somebody who's just like there chilling, experiencing their life. Yeah.
And then she had me introduce myself. What's your name? Anya. And like everybody's as if like brave fucking me.
Oh my gosh.
And she tells me to make sure to give my email to so-and-so to get, like, some gift card or something. And, like, this is all in front of everybody. And I just, like, I know nobody's sitting there like, oh, my God, look at this girl. But, like, it's just, it feels like such a slap in the face. And I'm not even mad at the comics. I'm not even mad at the lady. Like, I would probably think the same thing. But, like, just for this point in my life, like, it just feels like, Jesus. Like, I don't want to go out again. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. When I try, like, shit like this happens, and dating apps suck. And then I get into an Uber on the way home because I can't go have a drink like I wanted to because I have this giant fucking bag full of shit to carry around.
There's a not chill person right there.
There's just nothing chill. There's no chill vibes going on. I don't know what she needs.
And she acknowledges, I know that no one's thinking negatively or, you know, no one's like thinking bad about me, but everything that she is feeling is just projecting. And it's everything that she feels about herself inside and the lack of friends and love that she has in her life.
Yeah.
It's completely projecting. It has nothing to do with how anybody treated her.
I think, like, I'm like, okay, maybe one good friend could just, like, come in and solve all this for her, maybe. But there also is a part of me that's thinking, like, I think you have some victim stuff going on underneath this because everything is being turned into victimhood. You're saying, I can't even go get a drink because I have this bag, and that looked like a very lightweight bag that you could take into any bar ever and go get a drink. I don't see the problem.
And like just a person that can't solve their own problems, make the best of the situation, like maybe drop the bag off, like, okay, we'll have to go to a different spot now. You know, it seems like she's just wanting to make every little detail as negative as possible.
100%.
And I get in this Uber and it's this 75-year-old woman with her dogs. And she won't stop talking about her dogs and, like, how she got an oil change and what'd you do tonight? Was the comedy show good? And, like, I'm being nice and polite, but all I can think about is, like, this is gonna be me. Like, and I know that's a worst case scenario. It's not even like that's a terrible thing to be single all your life, but like
that comment told us everything we needed to know.
Everything. Cut the show, the curtains, you're done, you're out of here. Someone get the little cane they take to bring people off stage for this girl. This is the worst case scenario. A lovely, nice 70-something-year-old woman who drove you home and wanted to connect with you and ask questions about your night.
That's all you ever wanted, was to meet people and to talk to about yourself. And somebody is doing it and you're like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, this is horrible. I wouldn't want her life. This nice lady with dogs who's asking me questions about myself. Oh my goodness.
I just can't help but feel like I'm gonna turn into this because I'm never gonna meet someone. And for everybody who's gonna tell me, it'll come along when you least expect it. I've been hearing that for
Oh my gosh.
like 7 years, okay? I'm so sick of hearing that. There's such a thing as people that just don't find their person and don't get married. So, like, I'm a realist. And the realist in me is starting to think, like, that's gonna be me. And I'm depressed now over it.
Oh, goodness.
As pathetic as that sounds. And, yeah.
I want to give space for this being just a moment for her. But you're depressed now. You've been depressed the whole entire story that you just told. And it's interesting that she says, you know, like, I'm not going to meet somebody. Maybe I'm just one of those people who they never come into my life. If that is the case, it could largely be because of your energy. I'm thinking about that comedy show, and you are a beautiful young woman who's like center stage because you're sitting in the front row alone. I'm sure there's tons of guys at the comedy show who are looking around, probably thinking very positive things. Whether or not they're interested, you don't know. But the comedians are cheering you on. The whole crowd's clapping for you. You get a prize. Like, you are being set up for positivity and success. The last lady lets you introduce yourself to the entire crowd, so now everybody knows your name. But she probably rushed so quickly out of that comedy show.
It's true, yeah.
that there's no time to like stick around for a guy who would walk up to you and be like really good. Like that was dope.
Yeah. And I'm sure she didn't make an effort to go introduce herself to somebody
Right.
or talk to somebody or make an effort to make new friends. She probably went there just thinking it was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, the energy you put off, even when you're super depressed, is what you get back in a lot of ways. And sometimes, obviously, it's easier said than done. And people have to like put on a brave face and tough out through a lot of their anxiety and stuff. But it's so worth it on the other end when you take a night like this that could very well be seen as positive and you make it positive. Like you have to choose the positive interpretation, I think.
Definitely. And with anything. And people can tell if you are a positive person or if you're someone that's just going to complain about everything all the time.
Right. And it's different if she like went to this comedy show and was like truly bullied and laughed at and people were just like making fun of her and she interpreted that negatively. That would be a negative experience. But like it was positivity at every turn and then a negative interpretation.
Yeah, definitely.
So what does her name? Anya. What does Anya have to do to solve this issue?
Well, Anya, if you watch this video,
You're gonna think that we're bullying you probably, but I promise we feel for you. I've totally like been in this headspace before when I was younger, I think.
yeah, I guess like I'm fortunate enough to like not. I have always had a lot of friends in my life. I think that I'm actually in a similar headspace that I think I might be one of those people who don't end up with anyone, but I look at it as such a like positive light, where it's just like whatever happens. It's some of it is out of my control, and some of it is my control. Like maybe I could be out there meeting people, maybe I could be on dating apps, but I don't, and I need to take responsibility and accountability for that, and just be happy with life as it is, and see, you know, if someone comes along, they come along. But
Exactly.
my mindset is completely positive towards if I find someone or not.
And that positivity makes you so much closer to whatever life goal you have at the end. Even if your life goal is I want to be totally alone, viewing that like in some sort of positive way or exuding positivity, and that is going to be what makes you the happiest.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Anya.
I will say, like, if you're the person that wants to make friends and invite people into your life, like, you have to make the most effort, and you can't expect people to just like, you know, gather to you.
Yeah.
And want to accept you.
And there's so many different things you can do. Like, I mean, free things you could do. You could go to any bar that's hopping at any time, any event that's going on. I know, like, every city that you live in essentially puts on events and, like, First Fridays and all these different things that you can go to. There's apps now. And even if she wanted to go down the line of, like, spending money in order to find and make a connection, there are apps now where you can like submit an application for your temperament, all your compatibility, your interests, and they will not only like link you up with potential people to date or stuff like that, they will link you up with friends, throw the event for you, tell you which restaurant to be at, what time, and all you have to do is show up. And these are people that they judge as being compatible with you. So like there's just so many options. Those are just examples, but you know, there's so many things you can do to solve the actual problem. Like some people just don't want to solve it.
No, and I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, you have to have something about yourself that, like, something that is your identity and something that makes you interesting. And I think if you gravitate towards those hobbies and the things that you're interested in, you're going to meet people that are also like you.
Right, yeah. The people will come the more that you follow, like, your passions and your interests, I think. And if for some reason it didn't work out after that, then the world sucks. But let's not lead with the world sucks and people suck.
Yeah. Meditate, guys.
Meditate. Think.
Work out.
Go out there.
Practice gratitude.
And be social.
Yes.
We are social beings. Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Are we being too harsh on young Anya here? Is there another thing that you noticed in this video that could maybe solve her problem or at least give her a path towards solving the problem? Let us know.
All right. Well, thank you. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell.
To be notified every single time we post a video for you guys. And
Because there's going to be more lately.
That's true. We got an unemployed woman over here.
Yeah, she's unemployed.
Partially. Arisa had 2 jobs. Okay, guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.